So what?
Should I have my leg up? Should I have my leg down? My earliest memory is this. I was 3 years old or about that age, and I remember taking paintbrushes and splotching them up the carpeted steps of my house. I got into these like blue and green paints, and we're just splashing these paintbrushes up the steps. Because in my head, I kept thinking they looked like dinosaur footprints, which is crazy because my 3-year-old brain could figure that out. I don't know. And I've always been interested in emulating things, and creating things that look like other stuff. I would wake up early in the morning and watch a lot of TV. I used to wake up early because it was like the only time to really be alone by myself in my house. Like I grew up in a family that was like, I was the youngest of 3 kids, and it was always sort of like a battle to who gets to watch TV.
Quiet on set. Action.
So this is our set. My name is Chris LaMartina. What do? I'm a filmmaker, storyteller. I make horror comedy feature films. That's not what pays the bills, but that's what makes me happy.
We take 10:08 marker.
I had an older brother and sister. Like, my older brother was still watching movies like Monster Squad, Gremlins, and things like that. So, like, I had an influence of the stuff that was appropriate for him that I was seeing when I was, like, super young that may have warped my sense of perception. You're going to cut this out, right? You're going to edit it out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, because I'm going to talk about where I keep all the bodies.
I feel. Someone get Jimmy George. I need my.
I need my mommy.
HR department.
Okay, alright.
I'm just
Start getting them slimed?
No. Okay. We got like 3 more shots to pop off before then. But we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I hear you. Good.
The reason why my horror movies are horror comedies, why my films are horror comedies, I don't watch horror movies to be scared. I watch horror movies as a form of escapism. I mean, when I've gotten this is kind of like a dark interview. When I get depressed, I find horror movies to be my cinematic comfort food. There's something about, relating to a monster.
It is like a head massage for some reason.
It does. It feels very soothing, doesn't it?
It's like, you got your full-time job, and then you got your second job, your second full-time job, which is making movies. Like, making movies is a full-time fucking job. But it doesn't pay the bills, so I've got to, work full-time.
1, 2, 3.
That was real.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So,
I just landed on my elbow.
ooh.
No.
You want to break? Right?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
Let's get the shots.
Now, granted, making movies stresses me out, big time, but whatever. It's par for the course.
Some people have really come through. Now, granted, some people have really fucked with us. We hired this girl that was supposed to be our production manager that totally dropped the ball. Quiet on set! Fucking fucked us up. It was really annoying. We can get up to speed later. The stars are right. We gotta hightail it out of here before they show up looking for the book. Okay? Get more intense, right? Dude, man, my healthcare costs are way scarier than any horror movie. I tell you that right now. I'm not even being fucking funny.
I made plenty of dumb decisions, man. I gave up a job one time to make a movie, a nice middle-class job. I moved back home. I couldn't move to LA. I didn't have a job for a year. I'll never forget walking into my parents' house, going back into my own room, moving back in, and my niece and nephew had taken over that room as their playroom, and there were superhero sheets on the bed, and it was just this emasculating moment where I realized I gave up being an adult to make a horror movie.
Do I need to grow up? Do I pay my own rent? Yes. Do I have a full-time job? Yes. I teach. Is playing in punk rock bands and making horror movies not growing up? Some might say, but fuck those people. I don't care. If something makes you happy, what's this weird line in the sand of growing up? If something makes you happy and you're still being able to function like an adult and autonomously. I should stop. We should just get out of there and then maybe.
Horror movies don't celebrate death. They celebrate life. They remind us of our own mortality. They remind us of what fucked up things could happen. If somebody can find solace in my movie 30 years from now, then awesome. I did my job. I don't make movies to make money. And I think there's a whole, for me, when I hear someone talk about getting paid to make movies, I'm like, dude, that's a big fucking bonus. But this is your art. You should do this because it's the passion inside you, not because of a dollar sign. A pretty girl once told me, the only reason anybody does anything is to tell a good story.
Wow.